Okay, so before you do anything, before you sign up for any accounts, before you start an LLC, before you spend any money, I tell everyone the hardest part is finding deals and good deals. That's the hardest part of this business, finding good profitable deals. So the first thing I want you guys to do is go on Zillow.com, apartments.com. Think about some cities and markets that you like, that you would like to visit, or you think that would do well. Um, and we're not even going to waste time going deep into doing market research and analysis yet, because I wasted a lot of time doing that. I researched and did analysis on a lot of markets, and I was like, wow, these are really good markets. These are really profitable, but I couldn't find any landlords or buildings that would let me do Airbnb. So that was pointless. So I want you guys to be efficient and just think of, maybe just really quickly Google how strict the city is, because if they're strict, I live in New York City, so they're super strict here. They officially banned Airbnbs like a year and a half ago. It has to be like minimum 30 days. You need a permit. You might have to be living in the same property, which is that they call that owner occupied. So cities like that you would want to avoid. Um, Generally, the red states and red cities are a little bit more, not a little bit, or a lot more friendly towards Airbnbs, less regulations and stuff. Um, so think of some markets and cities, or even, if you're free, just browse around Airbnb and see which properties you see on Airbnb.com that are doing well. Their calendars are full. They're getting good prices. They get good reviews. And for example, Miami. Okay, we're gonna go to Zillow.com. We're gonna type in Miami. If you want to do a house or apartment buildings, it's up to you. You're gonna search. You're gonna, you know, put all of that into an Excel sheet, phone number, address, and then you're gonna have to make calls or send a bunch of messages out on Zillow, and then keep track of the replies. Most of them are gonna be no. I think like 99% of them are going to say no. Um, the smaller landlords that own the private houses, they're more flexible. Uh, it's easier to convince them once you know how to pitch it. Um, but of course, there's good and bad to everything. With the houses, you have to deal with neighbors. Neighbors might complain. When regulations do get enforced and the governments crack down, they usually crack down on neighborhoods and residential areas first. Um, so it's really up to you if you want to do a house. Houses are generally more profitable, or if you want to do buildings, people like to do buildings better because they're usually in commercial zones, and you might be able to get 5 or 10 units all in one shot in one building. Um, but like I said, to each their own. Both has positives and negatives. Most of my units are one bedroom apartments. I do have a few houses. They're both good. My most profitable one is a 5 bedroom house. Um, so you're gonna compile a list. You see here I have all the different cities and stuff like that. So you're gonna do all the different cities. Um, and then you're gonna start calling and emailing all of them. Uh, if you are too busy, or you don't like doing this, or you don't like cold calling, or you don't want to email blast, you can always hire a virtual assistant, or you can pay uh, a finder. My team of virtual assistants, we can also assist with that. So if you guys are not having luck, or you don't even want to do any of this, you have to sacrifice something. It's either time, energy, or money. So if you're busy with your 9 to 5 job or whatever, um feel free to hire someone and outsource this part. um don't make the mistake I did when I first started off. My quote unquote, oh, I disappear when I do that. My quote unquote mentor, or the one of the guys I paid for his course. I paid for like 3 different courses, but one of the first ones I paid for, he referred my first three Airbnb units to me, but it was pretty much a giant scam. I mean, it wasn't like he didn't really do what he said he was going to do. He didn't really like help me out, or like he didn't really care about his students. I paid him like $5,000 per unit for these referrals, which is a crazy amount. I understand you. Of course, you have to pay for referral fees and stuff, but 5,000 was crazy, especially for these kind of shitty units that he gave us. But like I chalk it up as to like learning lessons, like tuition, school fees. You gotta pay to learn. And for me, I understand that 15,000 for the three units was a lot, but I also kind of wanted just to get the ball rolling. And that's exactly what happened. I ended up meeting my business partner, um, who has been helping me a lot with my business through the that referral, because I took three units and my business partner took the other three units, and we're pretty much like best friends now. We help each other every day with the business. We talk about it. We talk about the business every day. Um, so yeah, so you're gonna have to spend time and energy. You're gonna have to spend money. You have to decide which you prefer. Um, Going rate, I definitely wouldn't recommend paying $5,000 for a referral fee. It really depends on the deal. The more profitable it is, the more the people are going to charge you. So think about it and see which one is right for you. Maybe you can try to make a few calls, send out a bunch of mass messages, and see if you get any traction. All right. See you guys in the next unit, in the next video.